Hello everybody, and today I wish to discuss what's been going on in the political sphere, specifically related to Joe Biden and his fool's gold. And by this I mean his broken promises. And to start off, people thought the way that Joe Biden acted during the campaign trail would be different from being a president, in that he wouldn't hide away from the press. He said during his campaign trail, and his campaign said this as well, that he was doing this simply as a means to avoid COVID, is to be safe and to keep us all assured that he will be different from Trump. Right? His response to COVID will be different. And one of his ways was, again, to stay sheltered during this time. Many Republicans said that this was just him hiding from questions because he is not cognizant up there. Not saying that is the case for Joe Biden, and I hope that is not the case at all. I hope he is healthy and he will have a long life. However, he is avoiding the press yet again, refusing to take questions when it comes down to it, or the feed being cut off. Moving on though, we go back to the old status quo in terms of, war. Often people say that the Republican Party is the party of war, while the Democrat Party is not. But what we saw underneath President Trump was that we went away from war, while underneath President Biden, we were going back to war. Instead of him giving the rest of the $2,000 stimulus checks, he decided to bomb Syria. This is within his first 2 months. There's no stimulus checks in sight, and yet there's quite a few bombs in Syrian land. Now, it doesn't matter the reason behind it at the end of the day. So the reason why he bombed Syria was meaning that, hey, they attacked U.S. bases in Iraq. What matters is the fact that he didn't keep his promises, that he was going to be different from President Trump in that regard. Instead, he's bringing us back to war, bringing the industrial war machine back online, and he still hasn't provided the $2,000 stimulus check, in which both Republicans and Democrats are calling him out for it, for different reasons. Obviously, some Republicans do believe there should be stimulus, like many of the Democrats do, but overall they're calling out the hypocrisy of it. He and many of the Democrats that were running in the Georgia Senate, for example, in the runoff races, were proposing and saying that, look, at the end of the day, as soon as we get elected, we will do an immediate stimulus push that we will get out to Americans because they are in need. However, it's been 2 months later after the election, and where are we at? Where is this stimulus need? Of course, we needed to bomb Syria though, right? Now, as we keep going forward, we look over towards China, and Joe Biden is showing a stronger allegiance towards China. Or, for example, we're seeing that China's taking a more proactive approach, making threats over towards the United States. Not just that, however, but Biden, for example, has reversed a Trump executive order, and many Trump executive orders at that, but he reversed one of them that kept China out of the United States power grid and allowing them to come back in. So he's showing some leniency over towards China. He has a refusal, for example, to call out the genocide that's happening within China. But we'll move on from that as well. I'm not going to go into any more specifics in terms of things that he said he was going to change and didn't, such as these child deterrent camps, and that they were terrible and nasty and that he would remove them, except, well, he didn't. We just changed the name of them. I won't go into that side of it. The last major point that I wish to bring up is how Joe Biden said there would be a push for $15 minimum wage, and also he would make a major push in canceling student loan debt. Now, I do understand the Democrat Party is very much divided, and that's what we saw when the $15 minimum wage was shot down due to moderate Democrats. And I understand that there's this divide there, right? But Joe Biden has been unable to keep his campaign promises. He is fool's gold. And anyone that expects Joe Biden to push to eliminate student debt is a fool themselves. The Democrat Party, such as Chuck Schumer, wants to push for $50,000 student loan forgiveness. All right, but Joe Biden said he is not going to do it by executive order, which goes against what Chuck Schumer wants, but he says he may consider $10,000 to be forgiven for student loans. Now, this is going to continue to be an ongoing issue. However, it is not an immediate issue, it seems. Neither are the stimulus checks, to be frank, though. Anyways, What hopefully the first 2 months of the Joe Biden presidency helped show you and the rest of the American public is that he is fool's gold. He is just not the orange man. That is all Joe Biden is. He is someone that is not keeping to his promises, and at the end of the day, it's quite the disgrace. But he still is our president, and thus I hope for the best for him, his safety, and I hope he tries to lead America into the right direction. I may disagree with his ideologies, but nevertheless, we're stuck with him for the next 3 years and 10 plus months, give or take. As always though, thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Leave a like and do subscribe. And as always, research everything for yourself, and God bless America.